It's just a few days until the Formula 1 season gets underway, so let's take a quick look at the drivers who will be participating this year. We start off with the reigning world champion, Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton. At 31, Lewis has 3 world titles under his belt and is aiming for a 3rd in a row this year. He won the title last year with 381 points, scoring 10 wins and 17 podiums along the way, and starting from pole 11 times. Lewis has 43 career wins, which leads the field, has been on the podium 87 times, and scored 1,867 points. Heading into his 10th season, the Brit has won at least 1 Grand Prix in each of his previous seasons. Next is Hamilton's partner at Mercedes, NICO Rosberg. NICO is 30 years old and scored 322 points last year, including 6 wins, 15 podiums and 7 pole positions. In his career, Rosberg has 14 wins and has been on the podium 41 times, scoring just over 1,200 points. Last year was his 2nd straight year as a runner-up behind Hamilton, but he finished 2015 by winning the last 3 races. 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel finished 3rd last year and will lead the Ferraris again this year. The 28-year-old German won 3 races last year and was on the podium 13 times on his way to 278 points, and he was the only driver other than the Mercedes drivers to secure a pole position. That pole was the 46 in his career. Only Hamilton from the current drivers has more with 49, and he has 42 wins and 79 podiums. Sebastian has scored 1,896 points in his career, which leads this year's field. Vettel's partner at Ferrari will once again be Kimi Räikkönen. The oldest driver in the field at 36, Kimi finished 4th last year with 150 points, 3 podiums and a high finish of 2nd. The Iceman is a former world champion and has won 20 Grands Prix, finishing in the top 3 80 times. Kimi has scored a total of nearly 1,200 points and has set the fastest lap in a race 42 times, far more than any other driver this year. The Finn will want to change his record of no wins since 2013 and no pole positions since 2008. Sticking with the Finns, and last year's 5th place driver was Williams driver Valtteri Bottas. The 26-year-old scored 136 points last year and finished 3rd twice. He's yet to score a win in his young career, though he has finished 2nd twice and been on the podium 8 times. In 2014, he finished the season 4th in the Drivers' Championship and has a career 326 points. His Williams partner is 34-year-old Brazilian Felipe Massa. Felipe was 6th last year with 121 points and, like his partner, had 2 3rd places. Massa has 11 wins in his career, the last of which came in 2008 when he was heartbreakingly denied a world championship as he finished runner-up that year. He has 41 podium placings and has amassed over 1,000 points in his career. Russian DANIIL is next, with the 21-year-old driving his 2nd year at Red Bull. He finished 7th in the Drivers' Championship last year, his best year, scoring 95 points and getting on the podium for the first time when he finished 2nd in Hungary. The 2014 Rookie of the Year has 103 points in his 2 years in Formula 1. His team partner is Australian Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel finished 8th last year with 92 points, getting on the podium twice, including a 2nd place in Singapore. At 26, Ricciardo is entering his 6th year in F1, with the highlight coming in 2014 when he finished 3rd in the Drivers' Championship and has scored 360 points in his career, including 3 wins and 10 podiums. Last year's 9th place driver was Sergio PEREZ. Driving for Force India, the Mexican scored 78 points with a high finish of 3rd place. 9th was his highest finished in the Drivers' Championship, and in his career Sergio has finished 2nd in the race twice, been in the top 3 5 times and scored 266 points. His partner both this year and last is Nico Hulkenberg. The 28-year-old German scored 58 points in 2015 with a best finish of 6th place. Nico is yet to get on the podium in his career but has finished 4th twice while scoring 290 points. His best finish in the championship came in 2014 when he came 9th. Frenchman Romain Grosjean finished 11th last year driving for Lotus, but has made the switch to Ferrari-powered team HAAS for this year. He scored 51 points in 2015 and reached the podium once when he finished 3rd. In 2013 he finished 7th in the championship, his best finish, and Romain has scored 287 career points, finishing 2nd twice and on the podium 10 times. The youngest driver in this year's field will be 18-year-old Max Verstappen. The Toro Rosso driver debuted in Formula 1 last year and impressed many, with the Dutchman scoring 49 points and finishing 4th twice, causing many to comment that he is a future world champion. Felipe NASR is returning for his 2nd year in Formula 1, once again driving for SAUBER. Last year, the 23-year-old Brazilian scored 27 points with a high finish of 5th. He made the step up to F1 after finishing 3rd in the GP2 series in 2014. Another driver returning for his second year in F1 is Toro Rosso driver Carlos Sainz. After winning the Formula Renault 3.5 Series in 2014, the 21-year-old from Spain joined Toro Rosso and scored 18 points in his debut year, including a high finish of 7th. A driver with a bit more than 1 year under his belt is 36-year-old Briton Jenson Button. The former world champion endured his worst season since 2008 last year, scoring 16 points and only managing a high finish of 6th. The McLaren driver has 15 career wins and 50 podiums and has scored over 1,200 points in Formula 1. His partner at McLaren is two-time former world champion Fernando Alonso. 35 years old from Spain, Alonso scored just 11 points last year, managing 5th place, which was his worst season since 2001 when he was driving for Minardi. Better times for Fernando include 32 wins and 97 podiums, which is more than any other driver in the field. He's just 22 points shy of 1,800 in his career. The last driver returning from 2015 is Marcus Ericsson, who completes the Sauber lineup. From Sweden, the 25-year-old finished 18th last year with 9 points and a high placing of 8th in races. Marcus had previously driven for Caterham, but last year was his best finish and his first point-scoring season. So the last 5 drivers to complete the field were all absentees last year, starting with 24-year-old Esteban Gutierrez. The Mexican completes the lineup at HAAS, having previously driven 2 seasons for Sauber in 2013 and 14. He broke the top 10 once during that time, scoring 6 points, and has set the fastest lap in the race once. The third and final Brit for this year will be F1 debutant Jolyon Palmer. At 25, Palmer will drive for Renault this year, having tested for the Renault-powered Lotus in 2015. Before Formula 1, Palmer won the GP2 Series in 2014 with 4 victories and 12 podium placings. His partner at Renault will be the returning Kevin Magnussen. The 23-year-old Dane previously drove for McLaren in 2014, where his highlight was a second-placed finish. It was his only podium, and he finished the year with 55 points. Just the Manor drivers left to introduce, and they have gone with 2 debutants, starting with 21-year-old German Pascal Wehrlein. Pascal has previously been a test driver for Force India and Mercedes and comes into Formula 1 having won the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters in 2015, winning 2 races and appearing on the podium 5 times in the process. His partner at Manor will be 23-year-old Indonesian Rio Haryanto. Rio drove in the GP2 Series last year and finished 4th overall, winning 3 races and securing 5 podiums. So that's the 2016 driver lineup in full. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, why not check out my guide to this season's schedule and venues here. If anybody fancies playing a free Fantasy Formula 1 game, then head to fantasyformula1racing.com and sign up. It's easy to play and all the rules etc. are on the site. A link for this and the track guide video will also be in the description below. Bye for now.